Hey everyone, today we are going to solve the LeetCode question, can make arithmetic progression from sequence. A sequence of numbers is called an arithmetic progression if the difference between any two consecutive elements is the same. Given an array of numbers, array return true if the array can be rearranged to form the arithmetic progression, otherwise return false. So let's see the example. So you are given 3, 5, 1, and the output is 2 because we can reorder the element as 1, 3, 5 or 5, 3, 1 with differences 2 and minus 2 respectively between each consecutive element. So that's why in this case we should return true. Okay, so let me explain with this example. So 3, 5, 1. And there are several ways to solve this question. And the easiest way to solve this question is that sort input array and get like a 1, 3, 5, and then check the difference between adjacent numbers. And then if the all adjacent numbers are like a same difference, and then we should return true. If not, we should return false. And that solution should be order of n log n. And but we can solve this question with on time complexity. So let me explain about that. And so this is an input array, and first of all, take a max number from input array and take a minimum number from input array. In this case, max is 5 and the minimum is 1. And first of all, we calculate the difference between two adjacent numbers. So with this formula, so max number is 5 minus minimum number is 1. So divide, so n is a length of input array. So 3 minus 1. So that means the answer of this calculation should be 2, right? So somebody wondering why we need a minus 1. So because so in the end, so if we sort this one, we will get 1, 1, 3, 5, right? And so we start from 1, and the difference between 1 and 3 is a 2, right? And between 3 and 5, so the difference is 2, right? And the total difference between minimum number and the maximum number is 4, right? And then we start from 1. So we don't have to care about this number. So we have to care about the number from next and later. So that's why in the case we have two numbers, 3 and 5. So that's why we need to like n minus 1. So except this number. So if we have like a 7, 9, and same thing, so between 5 and 7 is 2, and 7 and 9 and 2, right? So in that case, total difference between minimum number and the maximum number is like 8. And then we need so we don't have to care about starting number, so just we need to care about the rest of number like 3, 5, 7, 9. So for these 4 number, and that's why total number is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and minus 1 is 4, and so 8 minus divided 4 is 2, right? So it looks good. So that's why we need to minus 1 here. And the next we need to iterate through all numbers one by one, and every time we increment 2. But if we sort this input array, so time complexity should be order of n log n. But I'm talking about the ON solution. So how can we avoid the order of n log n? So to avoid the like a sort solution, and I use a set and put all number into set and remove the like a duplicate. So in this case there is no duplicate. So so now set has 3, 5, and 1. And then we iterate through from a minimum number until like a maximum number, and every time increment 2. So that means we start from 1. And then every time we check the current number, if current number is in set, and if we don't find the current number in set, we immediately return false. And then, so let's begin. So 7 and 9 is an example, so I remove this one. And we start from 1. So check the set. So set has 1, so looks good. And then move next, so increment 2. So that means current number is 3. And there is a 3 in set, looks good. And add 2 and get a 5. So this is a max number. And 5 is in the set. So in this case, we iterate through all numbers. So with like a same differences. So that's why in that case we should return true. Yeah, so that is a basic idea to solve this question. With that being said, let's get into the code. Okay, so let's write the code. First of all, get the minimum number and mean and array and the maximum equal max and array and get the length of input array as a n, so like this. And first of all, calculate diff equal, as I explained earlier, so maximum number minus minimum number divide and n minus 1. And then so let's say numbers and set and array, and if diff equals 0, so just return so check length of nums equal 1. So if length of nums is 1, return true. If not the case, return false. And then after that, start iteration. So for I in range and minimum, and so we need to include the maximum. So maximum plus 1, plus 1. And then every time increment diff. So we can't put 0 here, but we check 0 case here, so that's fine. And then if current number is not in nums, in the case we immediately return false. And then after for loop, just we return true. Yeah, that's it. So let me submit it. Looks good. And the time complexity of this solution should be order of n. So we iterate through like a array to find the minimum number and the maximum number, and iterate through like from minimum number to maximum number with differences. So I think 3n and eliminate a constant number. So that's why time complexity should be order of n. And the space complexity is order of n. So we use set, and in case where all input numbers are unique, in that case we have to put n number into set. So where n is a number of input number. So that's why in the case space complexity should be order of n. Yeah, that's all I have for you today. If you like it, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, or leave a comment. I'll see you in the next question.